Welcome to my Game Week 3 team selection and transfer deals that I'm sort of going through in my head. So come with me as we look at my team and see if we can improve on Game Week 2. Now, we all know about Game Week 2. Game Week 2 was a bit of a stinker for me. 44 points, lots of blanks, lots of people not playing. We had a crazy week. From the first week, we looked insane. And then last week, Man United blanking, all of my Arsenal assets blanking. João Pedro, Gabriel not even coming on, Chilwell blanking, even Haaland blanking. I only had 2 players in my team who actually got any points, Estepinian and Mbeumo there. So let's talk about Game Week 3. Now my team selection, just running through my team. Right now, I'm pretty locked on my team, I would say. So Johnston comes back in for Brentford. Now, that's not an easy fixture. Do I expect him to keep a clean sheet? No, but he's better than Turner against Man United. Then in the defence, we've got Estepinian versus West Ham, Chilwell versus Luton, and then I've decided for my transfers that I'm going to play Doggy versus Bournemouth. Now, I could get Gabriel out for Saliba, for all of these different transfers. I'm going to hold him. Now, why would you hold him? He's been benched twice in a row. Arsenal have looked not crap defensively, but they've looked a bit worse for wear defensively in some of their opening fixtures. If we just look at their game recently, yeah, they won 1-0. It was a good defensive performance there with 10 men. Against Forest, they didn't look great. And just looking at their lineup, I don't know how much longer they're going to play with Saliba, Ben White, Partey playing in an unusual position, and Nketiah not really doing that great up top. And obviously, Tomiyasu just got that red card. So I'm not sure if that's been overturned. But if it hasn't been, I do think that they should definitely put Gabriel back into that defence. I think he's their second best centre-back by far. I think Ben White operates a lot better on the right-hand side. And now that Zinchenko is back, they've got that left-hand side covered. So I do think that you should really be putting him there. Now, maybe Ben White could cover or be better than Gabriel, but I'm going to hold him. And maybe he'll start games again, maybe he won't. But I think Tottenham versus Bournemouth is a very interesting fixture that I like the look of. And I think Tottenham have the potential to do very well there, and he looks very attacking. Now, my midfield is the exact same as last week. We've got 2 Arsenal and 2 Man United assets. We have obviously got Martinelli, Saka, Rashford and Bruno, and Mbeumo in there as well. Now, 4 out of 5 of them blanked, and this is really like a last hit for them. Now, the reason I don't want to get Gabriel out is because I want to hold 2 transfers for next week. Now, I made the mistake, okay? There was the Gabriel news. I wasn't really paying attention at the start of the season, and I paid the price for it. I haven't got Saliba in, and I am at a disadvantage now that I haven't been able to do that, because I do the 2 transfers this week, get Saliba in for Gabriel, and then I get in Jackson for João Pedro, or do my 2 transfers. I only have 1 free transfer for next week, and I think I definitely need 2. Now, if Man United do really well and Arsenal do really well, they are still playing each other, so I could hold off on and keep all those assets. But what I'm saying is, if not Rashford and Bruno do incredibly well, Saka and Martinelli do incredibly well, then I can use 1 free transfer to get rid of Martinelli and still use another free transfer to get rid of Gabriel if that is the case. Or I have another option to go in and get out both of those 2 midfielders and just keep Gabriel, if that makes sense. Now, a lot of people saying Gabriel is not nailed on anymore. Gabriel isn't nailed on, but he still started that Community Shield final against Man City, and if there's one game to play Gabriel, like his tenacious tackling ability, it's surely against Man United, and he usually is a rock in that defence. I think you can't really be playing Tomiyasu or left back or just anyone else but Ben White right back against Man United. I think you just get absolutely destroyed, to be completely honest with you. Now, let's move on to the attack. I'm still going Haaland. I'm obviously going Haaland captain. Sheffield United look absolutely crap. And I think that's going to be a wipe in the park. And currently I have João Pedro in the team but that will change to either Jackson or Alvarez is my 2 ones that I'm thinking of. So let's talk about my 3 transfer plans. Now, I spoke a little bit about Bruno and Foden. I'm keeping Bruno. I'm not getting him out. I might regret it. Foden might do really well against Sheffield United and Bruno might blank against Forest. But it just seems a bit of a waste of a transfer this week, if that makes sense. I feel like Man United have had a slow start of the season. They did badly against Wolves, and then they somehow won that game. And then obviously Spurs, we know what happened in that game. So I do think that Man United are a team where I would look to get ourselves out soon, but you've got to give them a chance against a Forest team who do leak a lot of goals. So that is why I will not be going with Foden in this game, for example. But I am considering João Pedro out, and I think that is probably my 1 free transfer I'm going to be doing this week. João Pedro is going to be leaving my squad, and I think that Alvarez or Jackson is a good one. Now, I would go with Alvarez. Just looking at the Man City fixtures, they're alright. They've got some good fixtures. They've got some really good, nice fixtures, actually. They probably will win from Sheffield United in Game Week 3 to Wolves in Game Week 7. Easy wins, all of those ones. Maybe a draw against West Ham, but I can't really see them dropping points up until they play Arsenal, if they would drop points there. Now, I don't know if Alvarez is going to start. You've just got Doku that signed. You've just got Cole Palmer, Bernardo Silva's come back from injury. Like, you've got all these players who are going to play in those positions. Now, De Bruyne is injured, so that does mean that Bernardo Silva will probably not play right wing. He'll probably play in the centre with either Kovacic. We don't play with Rodri, but Kovacic will probably be those 3 in midfield there. So, yeah, I reckon it'll probably be Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Kovacic, and then you would have either Grealish or Foden, Haaland. You'd have Alvarez all mixed up in that position. So that's probably where I'd go. And then I would also say that you've got to be figuring out Gabriel. Now, Gabriel, yeah, I would say Gabriel is probably a transfer that most of you guys would do out, but I do think that it's sort of not needed this week. He's not going to drop in price really again from the 4.9 he is now. He'll drop in price to 4.8, and maybe that'll be a decision. But if he is going to drop in price again, I probably will just transfer him out. And maybe I should transfer him out before at the start of this game week. But what I am saying is I think he's a hold, and that might be a bad decision, and that might be just me literally thinking how I can save my team from having Gabriel from the start. I do think that he is going to come back into this Arsenal side. I still do think that, and they need him, and I think that is probably what is going to happen. So yeah, I would say Gabriel, hold him. So I'm obviously leaving Botman on my bench against Liverpool. And I guess we could talk about Liverpool assets. I'm currently not thinking about any Liverpool assets right now, but this is probably the team that I am going to be going with for this game week. So, if you guys have anything different, any other transfer plans that you guys are going for, I can talk about my future transfer plans. I'm obviously telling you I'm looking at Man United, Arsenal assets out. I'm probably going to be looking at changing 3 players. I'm getting some Chelsea assets in for the first time since last season and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching the official second video of the channel. We've got 2 subscribers. I want everyone to give yourselves a pat on the back if you're one of those 2 subscribers, and I actually know who both of you are. So thank you guys for doing that. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, just hopefully everyone has a good game week, and I'm gonna hopefully get better than 44 points and have a green arrow, because last week already felt like the end of my FPL season. To be completely honest, I've already got a red arrow. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.